Do you long to feel more joy in work and life? Do you want to reduce stress and sleep better? Are you looking for healthy ways to cope? Join Speedway Jefferson, certified mindfulness practitioner and lawyer, and learn to operate from your peaceful path. Harness the power of mindfulness meditation to feel softer, more clear, supported, and cheerful, starting with just 5 minutes a day.
Good morning. My name is Renèe Aikens, and I am an executive producer and writer-producer for multimedia production company ChristLight Productions Limited. I am a mindfulness meditation practitioner and an avid fan of the Mindful in 5 podcast. And today, I am the host of the Mindful in 5 Season 3 kickoff. Yay! So we want to welcome you all to the Season 3 launch of the Mindful in 5 podcast. If you followed seasons 1 and 2, then you know the Mindful in 5 podcast is the podcast to help you discover and maintain peace and joy at work and at home through mindfulness meditation. If not, then buckle up and settle in for season 3. The Mindful in 5 podcast is just one piece of an entire ecosystem of mindfulness resources to help you develop and maintain a mindfulness meditation practice starting with just 5 minutes a day. So in season 1 and 2, we learn about everything from facing our fears and using mindfulness meditation to combat overwhelm to breaking free from mental prisons and mindfully pursuing our dreams. For one, I can't wait to see what's in store in season 3. And so, Speedway, can you tell us what Mindful in 5 gems you have in store for us in season 3?
Absolutely, Renèe. And first of all, let me just say thank you for hosting this kickoff. Once again, you are a busy professional, and I am just honored and delighted that you were able to make time to do this work with us today. So first thing I'll tell you all is I think you will find the podcasts this season are much more tightly focused on the busy professional. As those of you who have followed Mindful in 5 since its inception know, it was actually in response to a lot of busy professionals who were looking for better ways to cope that I launched the Mindful in 5 series in the first place. So the first book, Mindful in 5, and the Mindful in 5 journal are now available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and in most places where you get your books. And you can get signed copies of the Mindful in 5 books at speedwayjefferson.com. But the whole notion, even in the way the book was designed, was if I am busy and I really don't have a lot of time to learn some new skill, and I'm not going to run off to the Himalayas to learn how to meditate, how can you allow this practice to fit into my busy day and my busy schedule? So that is the focus for season 3. And then the podcasts also are all about supporting busy professionals with strategies to help you get on and operate from your peaceful path. So whether you are the CEO of a company or the CEO of your household, our intention is to arm you with strategies and tools to help you find peace in every day, no matter what's happening.
That sounds really intriguing. It really does. I'm really excited about the new season. Well, as many of you probably know, that we're going to have a few giveaways today. And so you're all going to have the opportunity to win a 5-piece Mindful in 5 meditation case. And so, Speedway, can you tell us a little bit about what's in the case?
Yes, I have one right here.
Okay.
So it is a box that looks like this. It's a branded box. In the box, you will find the brand new journal, which just came out a couple of weeks ago, the Mindful in 5 book. And the journal and the book go together, as you can imagine. You will get bookmarks, and you will also receive a $5 co-branded Mindful in 5 gift card to Starbucks. And that is what we have for you. Renee, I think that's everything that's in the box.
That's nice, nice, nice. Very exciting. So let me give you the rules of the road. So the first person to post the correct answer in the chat wins. Okay. And so to get you warmed up, the first question, it's pretty easy, but it's a two-parter. So are you ready? Okay. So, what are the titles of the first two published books in the Mindful in Five book series? And name a place where you can get yours. And it looks like we might have a winner. We'll look at that. Congratulations to
Estrelita.
Estrelita. So she indicated Mindful in Five in the Mindful in Five journal, and you can purchase it on Amazon.com. So congratulations. You are the first winner of a care case, and it has a combined value of $78.39. So you won quite a prize there, right? So now we're going to dive in and talk a little bit about the first season, right? So most of us have certainly had a stressful few years when you think in terms of social unrest and the pandemic, etc. Many people are looking for ways to find more peace and joy, and even in the workplace. It seems like even senior leaders and HR professionals everywhere are looking for solutions to help employees find healthy ways to cope with the stressors at work and in everyday life. And it's where we spend the bulk of our working hours. So, Speedway, what are some of the Mindful in Five impacts on that? And what are your thoughts on that new phenomena that we're experiencing in this, what some people like to say post-pandemic, but we're still in a pandemic?
Yeah, we are. And, I firmly believe that mindfulness meditation, in whatever form you practice, is a powerful tool to alleviate some of those stressors that we experience. And, I feel like in this moment, all of us have had such a commonality of stressful experiences that we have had to endure, starting with the pandemic. It didn't just happen to a group of folks. It happened to all of us, right? And we are all experiencing the impacts of global warming. We are all experiencing the impact of the war in Ukraine, whether it's just mentally knowing it's happening or whether it's at the gas pump. And so the question that a lot of people are trying to solve is, how do I navigate? How do I stay happy, joyful, peaceful, even excited about each day with all of this stuff going on? And so on our podcast, we're going to explore mindfulness topics highly relevant to the, as I said, the busy professional who's trying to sort of parse through and sort through all these things. And you're absolutely right, Renee, everybody's looking for healthy solutions. Many of us want to feel more peaceful at work. We want to feel supported. We want to even, dare I say, we want to feel joyful. And even as we are here, just think about it. When was the last time that you felt truly seen at work? When was the last time somebody showed you kindness? Would it be beneficial if you were more present and focused in the work that you do every day? When I conduct employee workshops, these are some of the themes that tend to come up over and over again. So this season, we are going to unpack these concepts in greater detail and learn the science behind these strategies and think through practical ways to incorporate mindfulness into a busy day. The employees I've worked with have found this practical approach to be incredibly helpful because it's all about making the sort of sometimes, kind of nebulous idea of mindfulness meditation really accessible and practical in a way that I can plug it into my existing day without having to do a lot of gyrations to go someplace and pick it up.
Absolutely. I can only imagine. I can't even describe how helpful Mindful in Five has been for me, particularly on those days when I can only find 5-minute increments to exercise my mindfulness practice. It really is help. It helps me throughout the day. So can you tell us, what are some of the topics that you're going to be covering in season 3?
Well, I have a returning guest, Brent, who is here today, and he and I are going to unpack a series on optimism and how it promotes success and a growth mindset. Brent, I'm going to put you on the spot since you are here. We did not rehearse this. So, Brent, are you willing to say a few words about optimism and what we're going to be talking about?
No, we didn't rehearse this at all. Hopefulness is sort of, when we think about optimism, why is it important? Why is it beneficial? And why do most of us prefer to be more optimistic than less? And so we plumb the different aspects of that and how to cultivate it and how to develop it, because there are some innate characteristics to optimism, some genetic ones that we can't rewire, but there are things that we can do to continue to cultivate it. And we get into some of that, and it's quite fun. It was fun to study it and to learn about it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brent, for being a good sport. Also, I have a new guest. Her name is Renèe Aikens. She is an international best-selling author and confidence coach, and she will be joining us to talk about how to build confidence from the inside out. And we are going to explore a new way to leverage empathy at work. So if you're thinking empathy is like, oh, I understand your pain, think again, because we're going to unpack that in a very different way. So these are just some of the topics that we are going to cover, and we're going to go behind the words. So rather than just saying, be more empathetic, be softer, we're going to dissect these principles and give you specific, hopefully paradigm shifting ideas that you can put into practice.
Wow, empathy in the workplace. I like that. That's a unique concept, right? And it sounds like a welcomed addition in any work environment, actually. So, will the format of the show remain the same, or can we expect some changes there as well?
You can expect some changes there. And the first thing I would say is we've adjusted the format to incorporate two categories. So the first is the concentrated focus on the busy professionals we just discussed and the episodes that you have grown to know and hopefully love. And during those episodes, either I, by myself or with a guest, am going to be unpacking these topics, were examples that I just cited. And the other thing, and maybe this is the big difference this season, is we are going to launch what I call the Mindful in 5 Invitation of the Week.
Ooh, what's that? Tell us a little bit more.
Well, we are going to introduce a mindfulness thought, a single thought, and then invite you to do one mindful thing over the following week that is related to that mindful thought. So, as I said, everybody's busy, right? And there was a time in my life where my husband and I had just moved from Ohio to Iowa, and I wasn't working. And so I was the one who was minding the house. And I have never worked so hard in my life. And that was before we had kids. We are busy doing whatever we are doing. And because many of us don't have a lot of time, each invitation is only 1 to 4 minutes. So one idea, one invitation to take action in 1 to 4 minutes. And those are the Mindful in 5 invitations. So there will be weeks where there isn't a full episode. There is just, here's a thought, and here's something to go away and try and do.
That sounds really interesting and something I definitely will be availing myself of. So, when will that launch?
I think the invitation kickoff is going to air on October 14th or earlier. That's when we are going to talk more about the invitation and what it's going to be and what it's going to look like and how it will work. And then the first actual invitation right now is scheduled to air on October 28th. And that after that, you're going to hear those invitations periodically throughout the season.
So, what should we do to make sure that we don't miss that invitation?
The easy thing to do is be sure to follow the Mindful in 5 podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can find the Mindful in 5 podcast. So if you go there and you type in either my name or the words Mindful in 5, you ought to be able to find that podcast. So whether you use Spotify or iHeartRadio or Apple or whatever it is that you use, you will probably be able to find it there. And then also, while you're there, I would ask you to rate it because that will make it easier to find for others. If you would like the podcast delivered directly to your inbox, you can join the Mindful Ninjas by visiting the websites view@jefferson.com and subscribing to the emails, and you will automatically have it delivered to your inbox whenever there is a new one. The other thing that is new for this year is you can join the Mindful in 5 group on LinkedIn. Join us there, invite your friends. The group on LinkedIn should be publicly visible. If you don't see it, you can find a link on my LinkedIn personal profile, at the end of my bio, or in the contact info. So we launched it literally yesterday. And at last check, I think we had about 15 members. And so it's growing by day. And so you can join us there as well.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I look forward to checking that out. So we're going to break now and do our next giveaway. But before we do that, I do note that Brent has posted a comment in the chat, and it's related to empathy. And he said that he heard a new one at work yesterday called Empathy Innovation. In this case, it's how innovators can put themselves in the shoes of their target market to truly understand their needs, wants, etc., in the form of new products and services. So empathy is catching on in the workplace, right? And it's very timely that Mindful in 5 is leading that effort and introducing that to organizations as well. So we're really excited about that.
That's interesting. Brent, was that an article or was it a podcast that you heard?
No, it was neither. It was a colleague. It was an internal piece of communication. And a friend of mine who is one of our marketing leaders in our food service business said they had actually, so we talk a lot in our business, food service, restaurants, big and small. So there's also often conceptual conversations about how do we solve for people in busy kitchens. And so what the team did is immerse themselves in the realities of what it means to be in a 100-degree space, cooking, noisy things, very stressful, in how to help solve and create solutions for them. So they did an immersive in what it means to be in that environment. So that was what they called empathy, literally empathy innovation.
Ooh.
And so it was an immersive exercise, and I thought it was really interesting. So I asked for more details. She gave it to me.
That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm. I thought so.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go ahead and move on to our second giveaway. And remember, the first person to post the correct answer in the chat wins. So our next question is, what new social media group is launching for you to share your experiences in season 3? And it looks like we have a winner in Brent, and he has notated that it's the LinkedIn group. So very good, Brent.
Right on. Thank you.
Speaking of the website, we talked a little bit about the website, and I noticed that you have a new one. And I absolutely love the new look. Listeners, I want to encourage you to go check out the new website. It is prolific, if I might say so myself. I really like the setup. You can also sign up to become a ninja there. You can watch episodes of the podcast if you choose as well. And so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our last giveaway. Is that okay if we do that?
We can do our last giveaway, yes.
The last question is, what do you need to do to become a mindful ninja? And we do have a winner.
Mr. Leader's on top of it today.
He is. Sign up on the website. Well, you go ahead. So
I'm going to have to find something else to give you because you already have a book. Now you're going to have the book and the journal, and I will sign them over to whomever you like. But I will find you something else. Maybe I'll rustle up and see if I can find you a shirt, and maybe I'll send you a hat.
Can you walk us through some of the new things that we're going to see on the website as we go check it out? And actually, I encourage you to do that even now as she goes through and talks about some of that.
Yes. It has been completely refreshed, and it's moved to a completely new and different platform. It is the hub of the Mindful in 5 ecosystem. So you can go there to do all things Mindful in 5, like download sample chapters, purchase signed copies of the book and journal. You can watch videos, all the videos that are new. Some of them will be companions to the podcast. So this one, for example, will come out on the podcast. And it will be also what I call the pod videos. Every time a pod video comes out, you're going to be able to see it on the website. You don't have to chase down the YouTube page. You can listen to the podcasts, and you can join the Mindful Ninja community by subscribing to the regular email. If you forget where to find that LinkedIn page, I will also add it. For the Mindful in 5 group, I will add it to the footer of the website. The other thing you can do is you can contact me for Mindful in 5 workshops and upcoming events. So the website is really designed to be a one-stop shop to access the Mindful in 5 ecosystem and help you reach your peaceful path.
Awesome. This is really great. I am so excited as we look forward to season 3 of Mindful in 5. We're going to begin to wrap up here, but I want to thank you, Speedway, for allowing me to host this kickoff. It has been an extreme honor. I often listen to the Mindful in 5 podcast. It was funny. In the beginning, I would actually play the recording on my way to work. Pandemic changed the world. I would use it to listen and do that, listen to them in the morning as I'm doing my face print for all of the Zoom calls that I'll be engaged on during the day. And so it is definitely a part of my day, and I'm very excited and looking forward to seeing what you have in store for the new season. And so as we wrap up, are there any comments and things that you'd like to share as we prepare to sign off?
Yeah, the whole concept and the reason the book is called Mindful in 5 and the whole sort of body of work is the idea that you can become more mindful just starting with 5 minutes a day, just 5 minutes. Renee, I love what you said about how you listen to it in the morning when you are getting ready for your Zoom calls. And so I encourage all of you, because the idea is if you set your intentions first thing in the morning, how am I going to be? There's only one thing you can control, and that's you. And a lot of us don't even do that very well. And so if you set your intentions first thing in the morning, it doesn't mean it's going to be an easy day. Mindfulness does not delete all the difficult issues and the challenges and the ups and downs of everyday life. But what it does do is it makes you stronger, and it makes you more peaceful. And it allows you to be more intentional in deciding how am I going to respond to all these things that are happening. You can listen to it in the morning. I have my meditation habit is morning and night. When it's on, I set my intentions in the morning for how I'm going to be this day. And then at night, I just like to spend some time reflecting on how the day went and how I was during this day that went, however it went. And I sort of gather myself back to myself and reset my joy and my peace. And I forgive myself for whatever I think I didn't do that well. And I forgive other people for whatever they might have done that I found maybe upsetting. That's what I do and how I use it. If you can find time in the morning and at night, that's fantastic. But at a minimum, I think you will find it most helpful if you just start in the morning. And hopefully you find those 1 to 4 minute invitations really helpful in the morning to help you think about, okay, this one thing I'm going to try to do today. Gratitude fuels my life by way of other parting thoughts. I would be remiss if I did not thank every single one of you for supporting this work, for supporting me over the years. It started with my tribe of beta readers way back when, and they actually were the ones who shaped the book series and the format that it is now. Thanks to my biological family, people like Olivia, who continue to support the mindfulness work. Thank you to my neighborhood family. I have a huge family in my neighborhood. And thank you to all of you who I consider part of my extended family across the globe over the years for all of your love, for all of your support. Thank you to everyone who's bought a book or any of the merchandise in the Mindful in 5 store. Thanks to all of the people who are going to be signing up for the podcast and joining the LinkedIn page, because the goal is really let us come together as a community and just sort through how do we support each other? How do we help ourselves get through all of the issues that we face each day? And all of you bring a unique perspective and flavor to our conversations that is absolutely invaluable, and I absolutely love it. So thanks to all the new mindful ninjas who just joined us. Now I consider the LinkedIn group, the Mindful Ninjas, over there too. So I'm really excited to share and hear your ideas. And thanks to everybody who took time out of their busy Saturday morning to join us today.
Absolutely. It was an honor and a pleasure to be here. And so I want to end by inviting every single one of you to sign up for the podcast on your favorite platform and also rate it so that other people can find it as well. You can just search for it, look for Speedway Jefferson or Mindful in 5. That's Mindful in number 5 on your favorite podcast app. And now let's journey into season 3 of the Mindful in 5 podcast together. Speedway, thank you for sharing with us today what we can look forward to in season 3 of the Mindful in 5 podcast. And it is definitely the place to help us find greater calm and joy at work and at home. And so we thank you.
Well, and Renèe, thanks again for being our host today. Thanks to you. Thanks to ChristLight Productions. We appreciate it. Thank you for all of your years of sisterhood and support and friendship. You're my heart girl. I love you. Thank you.
That's reciprocal.
And thank you so much. And Trisha, I see that you have joined us. Thank you. Trisha is one of my new Link Sisters, part of my extended family. And so thank you for joining us. You'll be pleased to know that we did record this episode, so you will miss nothing. And with that, I thank all of you for joining us this morning. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Everyone have a wonderful day.
Thank you for listening to Mindful in 5. If you enjoyed it, share it with a friend. Follow and rate it on your favorite podcast platform. Pick up your signed copy of the book and journal from SpeedwayJefferson.com or unsigned copies from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or wherever you get your books. Visit SpeedwayJefferson.com to download sample chapters of the book, watch videos, and become a mindful ninja. Join us on the LinkedIn Mindful in 5 group and share your thoughts. Until next time, be mindful and be well.